Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. We take the west side, take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but mans keep walking. Yeah, just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Is it the summer of Pablo Torre? It might be the summer of Pablo. Pablo right now is on an all-time tear, and now there are consequences for Pablo Torre's incredible podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, and its reporting as the NFL executive director, Lloyd Howell. I'm so happy I didn't say Jerome Powell. It's a tricky time, especially with like there being a white Jerome and all. Pretty crazy. But Lloyd Howell has stepped down. And all indications are this is because of the incredible reporting of Pablo Torre. That is real consequences, real reporting that it's actually quite refreshing to have respected journalism being done and to not have the person at the center of the turmoil say it's all fake and actually have shame about it and is actually held accountable and step down. I imagine this is because a ton of pressure from the NFLPA because, like a lot of people, like Pablo Torre's audience, they found out together.
I think it was a distraction thing, too. And he says that in the letter. There's probably a lot of calls, a lot of back-end conversations, a lot of what the hell is going on, and it didn't stop. It was like, the smoke and there's fire, and there just kept being more and more and more smoke. And there's a part of me that is like, hey, they had to stop the bleeding because it's probably going to continue to unravel, is my opinion. I mean, if I know Pablo over this last summer.
The summer of Pablo.
The summer of Pablo.
Yeah, I would expect there to be more, and Pablo already uncovered more. And when you get to the territory where the first one's not an outlier, and there's a second one, and then you have a resignation, you kind of think that there's more there. And now Damian is on the case. You have award-winning journalists probing and digging deeper. We saw what happened yesterday with the Wall Street Journal's reporting, and I would say that for those that don't know, Rupert Murdoch, notoriously pro-conservative icon, also owns the Wall Street Journal. I imagine they were prepared for it's all fake. I didn't write that letter, and there's probably more going there. We'll see. But certainly a huge transition point for the NFLPA. I wonder where they go from here, who they trust. I don't know if this is going to mean seismic change, but I guess the executive director stepping down, Hawk, is pretty seismic.
Yeah, it should be seismic. And I mean, look, I've obviously been a player rep as a player. I come from a family of athletes that have been in the NFL and obviously a part of the PA. So my first exposure to the union was not just me as a football player, right? Like I have real family that I've seen the struggles and everything that goes into being an NFL player during, before, and after. Mm-hmm. So this is a topic, an organization that means quite a lot to me because I understand what happens to these players. And it's tough because it feels like, okay, it's a union for rich people. Yes, they make a lot of money early on.
Yeah.
But here's the issue.
It's a misnomer, right?
It is, because to get to that position, this takes almost every waking moment of your life and focus from the age of like 8 or 9 to put yourself in position to make this kind of money. And the average NFL career, as we know, is 3.3 years. Probably the average earnings is around $3 million. So take that and then stretch it over the amount of time from 21 to 65. And you'll see that it's actually not that different than normal people. Yeah, you can go get a job afterwards, but I am telling you, it is hard to be both an elite level NFL player and an expert at something else right out of football.
It's why you guys face such an uphill battle every time there's a work stoppage.
Absolutely.
Because you got one side that has all the money, that has generational wealth, can afford actually a season, even though it's a huge economy, can't afford a season not being played.
Yes.
Whereas the average NFL player has that 3-year lifespan that is trying to get to the point where maybe I can get to a second contract and set up generational wealth. And right now, if I have a work stoppage, I lose 25% of my athletic prime. You can't do that, and that's why there haven't been work stoppages really since before I was born.
It's tough. It's tough to put yourself in a position of leverage to actually get things that chip away. And not only that, the issues that are voted on or that are talked about are exclusively done with current players. Now, here's my issue with that. And it sounds like, oh, this is the old player who has an issue because now he's the old player. No, we all understand experience and time. With that comes wisdom. With that comes, man, I wish I would have done X, Y, and Z different. A lot of the success that I've had post-NFL career, even during my NFL career off the field, is not because I'm smarter than anybody. No, it's because, like I told you, I had family that said, hey, I did it this way. This was right. I did these things. These were wrong. Do this, right? So I had the answers to the test. And for a lot of the current players, you're voting and you're discussing things and you're making decisions that don't have the experience that people who have gone through this and that are dealing with some of the voting that happened when they were players later on. I say that because when you have leadership, and here is the biggest issue and why this was the result and had to be the result. When you have leadership that is worried about positioning themselves, when you have leadership that have goals that put them in front of what the actual mission of the organization is, leadership that wants to make decisions in a vacuum without considering the opinions and how it affects everybody else, those are all symptoms of bad leadership. And you know what comes with bad leadership? Bad results, right? And that is not just Lloyd Howe. That is any of them. So that is my issue, and that is why this needed to happen. And I'm hoping going forward they put somebody in that seat who understands the mission that they're fighting for, and is tied to it more than just, this is a great job that pays $3+ million.
So with the collusion and then the ensuing cover-up, is there a chance here that Howell was acting in the best interest, some sort of rationalization for his behavior, or is he just fully corrupt and just in the pocket of the NFL?
Yeah.
And if so, what are the lessons here for the NFLPA moving forward to make sure something like this doesn't happen again?
I will not say that he was fully corrupt. I won't even say anybody who was a part of the decision to keep these things under wraps until Pablo blew the top off didn't have the in their mind, what was the best interest?
Yeah, that's what I want to seize
of
on.
the union.
Like, what would be the rationalization? Like, let's bury this because it serves the interest of our union. I'm struggling to wrap my head around. Those are not necessarily bad people. You can find plenty of people that say good things about Treader and Howell. So what was the rationalization? I find it hard to believe that it was just all sinister. Let's just help the people that we're supposed to be representing our union against. Let's help them out. I'm sure there was some sort of rationalization there, and that's what's missing for me. What kind of possible benefit to the base were they exploring to help them do this?
Yeah, I can't speak to that because I'm not in those conversations, and I probably haven't talked with enough people to make that determination. But if I was to guess, I would say it was trying to avoid a situation just like this, not because you're being ousted or you have to resign or people are questioning your leadership, but because now you have the union questioning like their position, and there's going to be a bunch of opinions around it, and it basically is a divided group. Okay, we went in here, let's say we lost the running back issue that Pablo talked about. There was a collusion, and whatever the quid pro quo was to say, hey, we're all going to keep this buried. Well, maybe it's because we know what's coming up and we don't want the players so focused on questioning leadership that we lose our ability to come together and try to rally for what the big conversation is. That's just a guess.
Yeah.
Okay, but how do you fix it going forward? What I've always said to anybody who will listen at the union or at the PA since a player and beyond is what I just talked about. Like, I love to hear Dominique Foxworth talk about the PA union and the issues that face player unions, not because he's smart. Of course he's smart.
On site with him, by the way.
Harvard Business School, all those things. But more than that is he gives a damn. You know, like he gives the damn because it's connected to him, and he has friends that he's seen struggle. Does Dominique Foxworth need all the benefits that come with the PA? I'm sure at some point he's used them. He doesn't probably need them. I might not need him as much as the next guy, but it's not about me. And I understand that spectrum of players that you're representing and trying to put in a better situation than the players that came before us had it. And that connectivity is what draws me to it, right? There's generations, and we are all tied together. And I don't think the PA has done a good enough job of bringing all those generations together collectively, because the more information you have, the better decisions, the more informed those decisions are that arm you to make that progress.
Hawk, I love that, but you invoked the name of Dominique Foxworth. Did you know that he basically called you a bad scout? Have you heard that yet?
No, I have not.
Okay,
Can
he
I
said your
retract?
eyes. He said your eyes are. He doesn't like them.
What?
What? I don't.
Yeah, he says your eye for
It's a
talent. He
direct
doesn't
quote.
like it
That,
because he said that I wasn't able to play at a low level college football as a tight end. So he's going against.
he doesn't think you could play at a low level tight end.
Exactly.
How does he know? He hasn't played low level football.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, he hasn't seen that. He
Football
he
came
doesn't
easy
know.
for him.
I was a guy who paid his first semester playing college football. I know what the walk-on experience
Exactly.
looks like. Okay, I know walk-ons across the country. I had to stack myself against them to get out of that zone. I know you could have fit in that walk-on
Thank you,
zone,
Hawk.
bro.
And Dominique was laughing, saying that Hawk was making fun of you, basically
No,
saying that.
no,
and
no,
what
no,
I'm
no.
telling you is that he said,
That my
not
eye
verbatim,
isn't there.
that you do not have an eye for talent.
don't got
That's
it.
what he said.
That's crazy.
But Jeremy put together a list of schools that I could have played for
What?
if we had that situation. I would have gone down that path. So
Yeah,
Jeff,
we
you wanna
went
rattle
through
off really
it.
quick?
I mean, from Cleveland, Ohio, Case Western Reserve University,
Yeah.
Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, Claremont Mudd Scripps College in Claremont, California.
Of course.
Buena Vista University in Storm Lake, Iowa.
Go Beavs.
I mean, Vermont State University Castleton campus in Castleton, Vermont.
Yeah.
St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota.
yes.
The College of St. Scholastica in Duluth, Minnesota. And, of
Proud
course,
program.
from Tiffin,
Yes.
Ohio, Heidelberg University.
Heidelberg. Yeah,
I mean, come
know-
on.
I
He
know
could have
a lot
played
of
at any of
people.
those.
I could have
for
gone
sure.
to any of
Let's
those.
be real.
Absolutely.
Come
But
on.
Dominique was laughing, saying that, no, that's not true. And
Yeah, no, you definitely could have played for those schools.
I just wanted to let you
Mostly-
know that it's on site with Dominique with me.
Why
Okay.
didn't you?
Because I ended up trying to play basketball.
Oh.
And most of those schools are basically like, if no offense, here comes the offensive part. If you have a pulse, you can get on those teams.
Yeah,
Yep.
right,
I feel
exactly.
like you
I
got
mean,
could
two
you're-
legs?
There's no scholarship.
You got two legs,
So
go.
You
it's like,
maybe could
we
have
need
been
the numbers.
a two-sport athlete at those schools.
I
Though.
could.
Why didn't you consider it?
Because you know what? I didn't want to go to
Three-sport athlete.
Heidelberg.
He could have been as
Virginia,
many
wherever
sport
it was.
athlete as he wanted to be. At
Certainly
those
at Heidelberg.
At Buena Vista College too, or university. I don't know if it was university or college. I don't remember.
It was Buena Vista University.
University,
which
okay.
It's pretty funny that that's in
Beavers.
Storm Lake, Iowa.
Yeah.
Are
I
those
could've
your
played
real
everywhere.
options, or did we just make those?
No,
No,
we
those
just-
were all real Division III college football programs.
Oh, I thought they were like
They were not
schools that were
offers. No,
actually
no,
recruiting.
No,
They
he
were not
received
offers.
zero actual offers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I went to play basketball.
Yeah.
But the whole point is it's on site with Dominique. Anytime he's here in Miami, it's on site. And I've declared that. So I don't know if you want to join me because he said that you don't have a good eye for talent.
That's crazy, man.
I think that you would need to.
Are you afraid you're now recruiting people?
No,
to,
no.
like,
I'm just because
need
he's
tag
been
team
he's
situation?
been offended by
have been
Dominique
offended.
Foxworth, and now
He
I wanted to
doesn't
see if
seem that
he.
bothered.
No, I mean it's
I'm
not.
pretty offended, man. Anytime you talk about my eye for talent,
Exactly
that's like,
right.
That's literally
He
what
prides himself in that.
I pride myself on my ability to project people's top end talent.
Exactly.
Well, Dominique fought for your ability to protect your eyes for talent, so
Yeah.
a little respect for him.
You're right.
He didn't want you to
As a-
die on that Tony Hill. I do think that if you just express interest in playing football for these programs, they take a look at you.
I could probably go right
see,
now and
see
play.
your
No, for
measurables
sure.
and be like, yeah, we could. Let's bring you in. Let's see what we can use you
Nah,
for.
Have me run a couple routes, get a chip block off. I'm
Did you
good.
graduate college? Do you still have eligibility?
Yes, I
left?
graduated. I did graduate.
No, I'm
college.
not asking like
might
in a
not matter.
disrespectful tone.
That's true.
Some
if you
people
go back and get a master's, you could probably get
That's
on a football
true.
team.
I don't have any. I have eligibility because I didn't.
Oh, your
play,
clock
right?
might have started
Oh.
though.
Right.
It's like when you enroll I think you have like 6 years to play for.
Yeah, but
or
what if you go to
something
the
like that.
army or like a missions trip? You
didn't
come
go to
back
the
to those
army.
guys. Brandon Whedon's like,
you should
35
join the
years old.
army
I mean-
so that you then can try
Join
to
the
wreck directly.
reserves, right? And then go to whatever reserve college.
Yeah. Thank you for
A
your
college
service,
full of
by
reserves.
the way.
Oh,
yeah, you'd
yeah,
go
don't mention it.
join the armed services, and then you go back, and then you fight for your COVID year. And I feel like you might have a
You
shot.
got a gray shirt somewhere.
There's also
Yeah.
colleges that aren't a part of the NCAA, and there's like
NAIA schools,
they
yeah,
don't-
absolutely.
There's no rules.
But
You
I
go
think
play
you
for
only
Bishop
have to
Sycamore.
just enroll in one class, right? Because you could be a grad transfer, right? So
You gotta be a full-
already graduated.
You got to be a full-time student or something.
All right, so just take
Maybe.
like 12 credits worth of like
that's-
the
NCAA
history
rules
of
don't
rock
matter
and
anymore.
roll
yeah, that's
online.
Nothing, that's nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Buena Vista, though. I got my eye on them.
I probably made a misstep in leading with the Summer of Pablo news, but it was breaking news that happened overnight, and we have a former high-ranking member of the Players Union in the studio with us, and Andrew Hawkins, so I wanted to take advantage of that. Everybody wants to laugh at the couple from the Coldplay concert, and Jeremy, you didn't get your shots off yesterday. You were workshopping a take that this is the best internet moment that has nothing to do with politics since when?
I'm not even sure, because to me, it's been so long since we've had one of these moments where just everyone is in on it, making jokes. There's no political division. You look at the replies on Twitter, and there's not people trying to turn it into something on either side of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
It's just everyone of every race, of every religion, of every creed, just getting jokes off. And it feels like Twitter. I think I saw Katie Nolan say that it feels like Twitter in 2014. Like, it just feels like the most pure version of what it is that we used to do. And yes, will it ultimately end in these people's lives being ruined? Yeah. But this is a great moment.
Yeah, the internet occasionally rises to the occasion and says, hey, in one bipartisan voice, let's destroy these people's lives.
Yeah, the last 24 hours have been just a collection of people from both sides of the aisle saying it's fun to make fun of this couple.
Yeah, it's already pretty bad. Let's make it worse.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what's going on right now. I think the best internet moment, and now this did include politics, but the last one that kind of took over was the Vance memes. Mm-hmm. And I think Hawk mentioned before the show, like, Hawk Tua, probably, that had no politics.
Just because it has his name in it.
Definitely Hawk Tua, and I don't know if it's an algorithm thing, because also I don't even know the J.D. Vance moment you're talking about.
No, the memes that came out of the Oval Office meeting. You haven't seen the
Not on Black Twitter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't think.
Right.
Wow.
It didn't cross over. This crossed over to everybody's Twitter.
It's funny. He has a Jerry curl in the photo of all things. J.D. Vance.
I wish I would have seen the meme on my very probably black-centric algorithm. I don't know.
No, Black Twitter, the last time something happened like that was the fight in Montgomery, Alabama.
The Montgomery boat fight.
That's a good
great
one.
That's
that
a
one
good
did
one.
get politicized.
Right.
Though.
It did. That's
And
what
Hawk Tua eventually did too.
There's two different angles on that one. Hawk Tua at the beginning was like, I feel like it was a, unison, this is a funny moment type of thing. And then it got too much. Very much like this moment where everybody kind of has the similar take.
Do you remember the blue and black dress versus white and gold when everybody was saying it differently?
Course.
This is what that feels like. Just this pure moment of everyone on the internet talking about the same thing without, hopefully, the opportunity for it to go anywhere political. Inevitably, this guy is going to end up hosting his own podcast, or they're going to have a reality
No, he's
show
going to become
as a couple.
brand. He's already being pitched on what is your brand? What does your brand mean to you? We need people alerted to your brand.
I can't wait for that.
So I'm
LinkedIn
showing you
post.
I just typed in my name and Tua, and this is days ago. This is not like a lot. This is every day.
You live in a unique hellscape here on social media. Is this a Hawk? Everyone is asking, is this Hawk Tua? Is this Hawk Tua? So in
it's every day. I just get
because you have the great handle of @Hawk.
Yes.
It's like they're asking you, is this Hawk Tua? So they're asking Tua if this is Hawk?
No, well, they're asking. So
Sometimes
on
people are
Twitter,
asking Grok, is this Hawk
Grok,
Tua?
is this true? It's like @Grok, is this true? And then there was there's a bug on Twitter that if you just do anything similar, Grok was like chiming in. And so since Hawk was similar to Grok and Tua was similar to True, I just get everyday random tweets of @Hawk, is this Tua?
How'd you get at
Grok
Hawk?
Chua.
Like, did you have to buy that, or you just got in early?
I there was a guy that had it. He lived in Mexico. And this is before I was anybody, and I'm still not anybody, but you get what I'm saying. And I was like, man, I would like to graduate from Young Baby Hawk, which was my Twitter name at the beginning. And so we followed each other, and he was a Giants fan. And so I was at one point, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, yeah, I'm not looking to sell it. I'm like, what if I got you a signed Eli Manning jersey?
Oh.
He was like, now you're talking. So I did that and sent him a signed Eli Manning jersey, and he gave me the name.
That's it? Just an Eli jersey?
Yep. And again, my cousin's signature looked just like Eli. So really, the price was about $79. It wasn't just and it might have been a knockoff jersey.
It's like buying a wide receiver a watch so he can take his number.
There you go. Yep.
But you got it across all social platforms.
I did. Now that was a little bit. Then you had to know some people. It started to like.
Then you had to become somebody.
Then you had to become somebody, and then when the platforms would introduce, they would hold the name. They would reach out to me and be like, "Hey,
this is some deep state.
They were at new platform. Do you want ad hoc?"
That's
like,
somebody
yeah,
shit.
Hold it.
Yeah, that is absolutely.
If I've ever heard
shit.
somebody shit, it's that.
Thank you.
Where does the story go from here, Jeremy? Because hopefully it doesn't go to the obvious place of the internet's going to destroy these people's lives. Hopefully it also doesn't become like a Tiffany Gomage type of thing. You know, that was another one where the internet kind of got behind in unison, and it wasn't political until she decided to make it. That MF her over there is not real. Having the meltdown on the airplane.
I didn't know her from name.
That was a good
name
one.
basis.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
But who the F is that, or that thing isn't real? That
No,
I
and
know
then
who
she
you're talking
became
about.
like she had an apology 2 weeks later, definitely like a manicured apology, and had like people reach out to her and say, "What do we do? How do we turn you into a brand?"
The very best case scenario is that this basically runs its course over a week and then we never hear from them again, right? Like that's the best case because you never want it to evolve to the place where now either we have to feel bad for the way that we piled on or we learned other stuff about these people that isn't just funny that Chris Martin started to ask every single couple shown on the screen at the concert after that, are you a real or legitimate couple?
Yeah, he kept roasting
He
them the entire
kept
show.
roasting them the rest of the show every time they showed a couple on the screen. And in the singular moment, I'm sure he's not thinking, I don't think anyone is thinking that video is going to go viral, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's thinking
No
about
one's thinking like who's whipped out their phone to record the jumbotron.
exactly. And so like
I
that was why I was
disagree.
wondering what the reaction was from them.
Well,
Everybody's
it
going
started. You know how that's how the video like came about. Somebody tweeted, "Does anybody have the video of that couple at the Coldplay concert?" And then I think somebody quote tweeted with that video, and then.
Maybe it ends with Chris Martin singing at their wedding. Like
that would be
look at
yeah,
all.
that would be the all right. That is the best case scenario in the long run for them.
How is the company stock? What
That's
if
a really
the
good
stock was
question.
down and this was all a
That's a Nathan Fielder ass
a
plan if I've
setup?
ever heard
Can
one.
we get Pablo
Yeah,
to find
the
out
plan.
if
Yeah.
the company he's the CEO of set this up for the amount of think about it. I mean, imagine how many times this company has been mentioned in
Well-
the last 24 hours.
Well, if he's CEO of a public company, he's going to be all right. He should be fine.
Either way.
Well,
just saying,
he should be fine.
stock's up, isn't it, Jeremy?
Did you see the shocking NBA news? I don't know how they kept this secret. There were no whispers. There was no NBA Centel. We all just kind of thought that maybe Damian Lillard would get a surgery, and if he makes a decision, it's closer to camp. But out of nowhere, Damian Lillard, he Twitter dismay, by the way, decides he's going to go back to Portland. You want to talk about a nice story? That is a wonderful bow on his career. He's going to make a decent amount of money for a guy his age coming off of that injury. And Portland gets to have their legend back at a steep discount from what it would have been had they caved and given him his contract. And you want to talk about consensus where everyone is on the same side? I think even Heat fans would say that of all the destinations that Damian Lillard could go to, this is the one that makes everybody happy.
I think it's an awesome story. It reminds me a little bit, obviously, of when Dwayne Wade got traded back here after being in Chicago and then Cleveland, where it just didn't work out.
I don't think that happened. Neither of those two things happened.
But going
Rocky V.
going to
Cleveland.
Milwaukee
It
and
is
having
Rocky
that
V.
experience, obviously, like, look, the guy they're getting back here is not the same guy that they would have been signing to the contract. It's several years later, post-Achilles injury. It's a different thing than continuing to pay him to be there and mentor those guys for the last couple of years. At the same time, you know, they're in a decent enough spot now. Yang Hansen, that guy has an opportunity to be really special if they can find a way to put that together. His touch as a passer is
big tariff.
crazy in the summer league, but it's pretty cool to see him go back. Like, you love those storybook endings for superstars, and it did not look like that was what was going to get to happen for Damian Lillard. He was going to sign somewhere that would have been another destination, rehab for a year, maybe end up as a guy off the bench for some other franchise. And who knows, maybe that's what he ends up doing in Portland. But to have an opportunity to kind of repair whatever hurt was there and go back to a fan base that just loves him, it's special. I'm certainly really happy for him.
I think Hawk's going to have a unique perspective here because, while I'm sure, and we know Damian from his playing days, absolute killer, right? I don't think he's signing up with Portland to be like, okay, we'll be a fringe play-in team as I wind down my career, and I'll be just uber popular, and I'll be ceremonial, and it'll feel a lot like D Wade back in Miami. And people forget D Wade was pretty good that last hurrah. They were pesky. They would have gotten into a play-in if a play-in was around back then, and he probably would have had one last go. But it seems like a guy that is totally comfortable with his legacy. He made it to one Western Conference Finals. He tried to do the ring chasing thing with Milwaukee. Well, initially with Miami. Didn't get – the thing that does irk me is you're like the first superstar that didn't get his way, that tried this. Like, you made it very clear you wanted to go to Miami, and they sent your ass to Milwaukee. You hated it, and now you're coming back to Portland after they treated you that way. That's the only thing that kind of like, and that's a Heat fandom perspective on this. I'm like, what did they do to you that made you think that going back was the brightest of ideas? But he has obvious ties to this place, and like I said, it seems like a guy that is very comfortable with his legacy. I don't think an NBA championship is in the cards for Portland over this contract's full term. He is going there to ride out the end of his career, make the most of it. Certainly not punting on being competitive. That's not how he's built.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like it's the most important thing. He tried ring chasing. He wasn't happy.
Yeah,
he wants
sucks,
to go
man.
back to his happy place. And you're a guy that went to training camp with the greatest dynasty of the modern era.
Yeah, man.
In the New England Patriots.
I am a legend in that way. Played with some of the GOATs.
You had
Gronkowski, heard of him? Tom Brady. Are any of these names familiar to you guys? I'm getting worked up over here. No, I think for him it was more of it's a comfort thing, man. When you go, it sucks going to new teams. Like, even for NFL players, I know it's like business-like, especially when you're in a place that became home. You know the front office people, the social media people, the people that work at the stadiums. You bought your first house here. You kind of became an adult in this place. The streets, the stores that you like, the coffee shops and the places you like to eat. And then you're going to a new team, and you got to relearn all of that.
And there were places like that in Cleveland.
And there were places like that.
They were
in
good
Cleveland.
places.
Yeah, they were great places. And I love Cleveland. That was like
Milan of the Midwest.
I loved, and that's why I'm looked at as an Ohio guy, because I bounced around there so much in so many places.
You're
and
a
I did
Toledo
feel
Rocket.
home. And honestly, in free
Cincinnati.
agency, I was like, I want to go to Cleveland because I don't want to leave Ohio. I like it here. I've been here. I'm good here. And then after Cleveland, it was like, okay, there's a rebuild, and we're going to suck. We already sucked. We're going to suck even more.
You won one game in 2 years.
And it got worse,
and you're
which
like,
is crazy.
wait, we're gonna get worse.
Yeah, like, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
All right, so you made the decision. You were a really productive player. You made a lot of money in the league.
I have my money, and I'm like, okay, I'm on the other side of 30. I'm not going to continue to increase my money. And that's kind of where Dame Lillard is. It's like, once you are no longer getting more money, now you're looking for, okay, let me get to a comfortable place where I can do the best I can in places where I feel comfortable, because I don't feel like learning a new place and system and people. And so I went to New England, but I didn't want to go to New England at first. Like, New England, I would have stayed in New England, which I retired early. I would have stayed if the contract wasn't like a minimum deal. It was like, oh, this ain't worth it. I made X amount, and now I'm here, and I don't like it. So there wasn't a money incentive for me to stick around.
To tough it out.
I would have went to Cincinnati, and I told my agent, I was like, yo, call Cincinnati. Cincinnati was so pissed because the way I left there for Cleveland and didn't tell anybody in restricted free agency, they had no idea like what was going on behind the scenes, where I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here and I'm going to figure this out. And I did it, and that's like their rival. And they were so pissed about it. They were like, yeah, nah, it ain't happening. Like, piss off. Like, they felt betrayed by what I did, so it wasn't a thing. But really, I told my agent, I was like, if I can't go play at Cincinnati, I need to go somewhere where I could at least try to get a ring, or I'm going to call it up. Like, it's one of those places. Chicago offered me, they were going to pay me triple what New England was going to pay me. They're like, just come visit. And I was like, no, I don't want to go play in Chicago. No disrespect to Chicago, but like I told you, I didn't feel like going to a new environment where there was no upside. Like learning new people, all this, and we're still not going to be good. It's going to be another lateral move. You know,
triple the money though. I mean,
triple the money
tough
New
it out
England
for a
was
year.
giving
You
me,
can tough it out
which
for a
was
year.
minimum.
You could tough it out for a year. Right?
Nah, man, I couldn't. I had to get started on this budding media career.
You could have done both.
Nah,
It's worked out.
podcasts were waiting.
Chicago's a big city. You could have done a podcast at the house.
It's too cold, man. It's too cold.
And Cincinnati and Cleveland aren't.
Not as Chicago. Not as Chicago.
Really? I mean, they're both on Cleveland and Chicago are both
Cincinnati's not as cold as Cleveland or Chicago. But again, like to be cold and lose games, I don't think you understand what that. Like it's not just it's cold. No, to be cold and get your ass kicked,
Probably not great.
it is not. You talk about a terrible feeling. Didn't like it.
Did the Patriots win the Super Bowl that year? No. Right?
No, they went and they lost to the Eagles.
Right. So it's interesting. You and Dominique get compared to a lot because the story arc is very similar in terms of like involved with the Union. You both kind of retired before an opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl. In Dominique's case, the Ravens actually won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it sucks.
The year after he retired. So as like the Patriots are making the run, you obviously make the retirement decision knowing there's probably a good chance this is a championship team. Like you're there, it's Tom Brady, it's Gronk. You know they're pretty.
That's why you go in the
They
first
have proof
place.
of concept over there. They know what they're doing. They've been to a couple of them.
They tell you that when you come. Like when you visit, they were like, "We're going to win the division. We're going to have a bye week, and then if we win 3 games, that's the determining of the season."
And you knew that, and
we're
you're
gonna
like,
have it.
I'm good.
Yeah, man, I wasn't.
No regrets.
No regrets. And I know Dominique. I don't know if he talks about it, but I would
Dominique
imagine.
I've talked to him about it. I'm like, they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal for everybody because you want it to be the case as it pertains to your career and you want to be a champion. But that's just not everybody's goal. You're not going to lose sleep over winning the Super Bowl just because the percentage of people that do it is so few and it's a lot of luck involved. And you could be really good, but if you don't have the right quarterback to win the Super Bowl, it's not going to happen. I wanted to play one game in the NFL. That was my lifelong dream. I could not reset my brain to be like, I got to win a Super Bowl. I'm going to be a really good player. I want to do my best, and I want to get out of here and be able to go get a job.
No part of the ego that's like, if I was there, we would have won it.
No, not even a little bit. Then Edelman got hurt like the first week of the season. You know, it was like
Could have stepped in right there.
I mean, you would
man.
had one of the better years.
I was good. I was so over football.
Didn't you tell us during the draft watch along that you wanted to retire after your first season? Your brother had to talk you out of it.
Yes, he talked me out of retiring. So after my first season in the NFL, I played for my childhood team, and they gave me my first chance. And I'm like, yo, not only did I make the team, I have stats, bro. So you can never look back at the NFL and say I wasn't there. I sat in my brother's office, and I was like, yo, man, I think I'm going to retire. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, man. I'm like, we did it. Damn it, we did it, brother. High five. And he was like, okay. I mean, you don't want to try to get a second contract? I'm like, yo, there's no way I can get a second contract. I'm like, in my mind, I'm still tricking these people. They're going to catch on to me eventually.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
We're good. It's not tricking if you got it. I didn't know I had it, though.
That's the
But
thing.
you had
You know?
imposter syndrome.
I did have imposter syndrome.
Your
and
problem, no heart. That was your problem.
Maybe. I hear that a lot at 5'7", playing
That's
in the
sad.
NFL. Yeah.
You hear that a lot?
I hear it all the time.
The
like,
world's
man.
first undersized receiver. That it's like, you know what? The intangible's not there with this guy.
Yeah. When I would head up with Ray Allen or Ray Lewis at 5'7", that's what everyone told me. You don't have any heart. But yeah, I was good, man. I was content, and I'm not kidding. I genuinely was content after year one, and I was ready to go get a job and jump into the workforce and figure things out afterwards. And he was like, keep playing. You might get a second contract. I'm like, all right, we'll see.
There was a wide receiver that retired from the NFL yesterday that many people would have thought had more in the tank. Mike Williams, at age 30, he's made some money in the league. Mike Williams, I don't know. People, unlike you, people have gone at Mike Williams for his passion for the game.
Yeah.
And I guess they'll hold this up as the final nail in that coffin in terms of what his legacy will be. But what'd you make of that retirement?
I think it happens, man. I think
And he had the full circle moment where he's with the Chargers.
Yeah. It's like cars.
Old face, old place.
That's the rare old face, old place.
Yeah, old face, old place.
Hawk, we want to test you, by the way. I don't know if you were listening yesterday. There's a
wasn't.
game called New Faces, or Old Faces, New Places.
We will test you.
We'll test you.
All right, I'm going to lose. When you retire, think of players like cars, meaning there's a certain amount of mileage that you have in your heart to play. And depending on when you start and depending on, your experience, your makeup, your introduction to football, your goals going into it, it's hard for that car. There's a certain car make model that is just not going to get past 150,000 miles.
Tires are balding.
Some might go to 250 and die. Some cars, like, if I get one of these cars, they last till 275 miles, period. 275,000 miles, they'll go that distance. And some will start to break down at 120 and just be like, it just doesn't have the fight anymore. Players are very much the same way.
No heart.
Maybe I'm screwing the timeline up. There was a point in Mike Williams' career where he was with San Diego and then they made the move, right? Or did he ever play in San Diego? I kind of forget how long the Chargers have been in L.A. But either way,
30.
He did the thing where he went to other places and then full circle moment gets to come back to the Chargers. That's kind of odd that Cam's starting back up. This is usually when people decide, like, I'm liking my offseason too much. I haven't taken my offseason super seriously.
You start – when I went to New England, I'm not kidding, day 2 damn near, I talked to Rex Burkhead and Dion Lewis, who are my locker mates.
Yeah.
And I played with them in other places.
Dion Lewis, too.
Oh, was Dion, yeah.
They were like, man, you look good, bro. I'm like, yeah, it ain't going to matter because I ain't going to be here.
Really?
They were
You knew
like,
right
what?
then?
I just knew, man. I'm like, I don't think it's going – I'm just not feeling it, but we'll see.
Not feeling it. You're finally catching passes from a quarterback. You had like 17 different quarterbacks in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And it's Tom Brady. There's so many people in the audience that struggle to wrap their brains around that.
I
It's
know.
Tom Brady throwing you passes.
Mike's first year was when the Chargers moved to L.A. So 2017 is when they moved, and he was drafted in 2017.
All right, so he's got the connection points to the area, too.
Yeah, it was closure. That's what it is. Because I'm like, I'm losing so much in Cleveland. I'm like, maybe that's it. Maybe if I get to a place where it's winning, I'll feel
You
differently.
didn't even stick around to see what that would feel like.
Yeah, but when you get there, it's like, yeah, no, this sucks too. So maybe I'm just done. And then my knees were messed up. Like in the offseason, my knee like swell up like a balloon. And I'm like, man, I don't want to go get my knee drained again and
Sucks.
go. Like it's just I'm good. And so for Mike Williams, yeah, he's probably like, well, let me go back to my old stomping grounds. Maybe that'll be
Which is
it.
something you wanted, too.
Which is something you want, and you think maybe that'll be the.
It's weird.
It'll give me the spark back.
You wanted the full circle moment, but history remembers you mainly. I know you made the playoffs with the Bengals, but history remembers you
3 for 3.
as a Brown. But it's hard to like leave the Browns via free agency and be like, "Hey, let's run it back." No, we actually made our decision. You're not allowed back.
No, we're good, is what they were like.
Did you get like a 1-day contract from the Browns? Were you able to retire with anybody, or you just went off like you just left Foxborough and you never got?
I think I just left off vibes, man. I was like, just let the. No, I did. When I retired, I took out I wrote an article in the Cincinnati paper, and I took an ad out in Cleveland and thanking the city and the organizations for everything they did for me and all that. So it was, Bengals fans looked at me as a hometown kid.
It was nice and long, unlike Bradley Beal, who decided to say goodbye to. Don't hand me with the AEO there.
You said nice
Did
and
you see
long.
what?
That was
Did you
crazy.
see what?
That's crazy, son.
Did you see? Ah, damn it! I did that to myself.
This is Juju. He's got a new show.
Welcome back. The Alley Oop has returned.
How many damn jerseys do you have?
It's about basketball, hoops, and hoopers.
I'm trying to get us away from calling him the Joker because the other nickname on his page is Big Honey. And I just think Big Honey is a way better nickname.
Now, Don Staley and them girls back at it again. And she gonna pull up Prada down, Chanel, Gucci, and Louis. It don't even matter. Them Auburn Tigers, bro. Them boys 35 years old each player. None of them brothers got a hairline amongst any of them.
But maybe you're wondering, where can I see it or hear it? Tell us, Juju.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/oddballhoops. Do you need me to point at some visual explanations? Well, here you go.
Hey, Batard Show fans. Thanks for checking in on us. You need to listen to Mystery Crate this week. We got a lot of good stuff. Roy, tell the people.
We talked about stuff like eggs and jaws and umbrellas.
We talked about how you should feel about yourself using an umbrella. Jeremy has the top 5 athletes.
Musicians that their names sound like they should or could be athletes. I even have a little narrative for it because I work too hard.
Chris, you had a top 5 as well.
I have a top 5. Jessica's in a haunted house.
I try too hard. I don't work too hard.
Check it out. Mystery Crate.
Well, and we also talk about which one of us we are not going to hear from when we no longer work together. And Roy revealed that he had 3 best men, but denied giving us any more information on that situation for some reason.
Yeah, it's none of your business.
Mr. Crate.
Check it out.
Hi, I'm David Samson. How would you like to sit down with me and talk about success in business, which equals money? And I like money. And let's face it, there's a lot of guys in baseball who could learn a thing or two about money. I'll tell you how I went from a law school guy to a newspaper delivery guy to a Wall Street guy to baseball guy to a media guy. If you're smart, great. Maybe you can imitate me. If you're not, take solace. You're just like nearly everybody else. So, you want to talk business? Think of me as your OnlyFans for rich guys.
David, you know this. This is why people don't like you. You're like capitalism in human form. But if people like you and dislike you, then you really have a show.
And I do have a show. Every Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. Be there. It's 5 days a week. Nothing personal with David Samson.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
So where I was getting with that was Bradley Beal's IG post. I don't know if video pulled this up, but he did not take out 2 articles in 2 different cities to thank them. He just went to IG, and he surmised his entire experience with a singular emoji, the peace sign emoji. Deuces, goodbye to Phoenix. And in the comments, there's another emoji, but it's from Kevin Durant, and it's a crying face emoji. Suffice to say, not a big fan of his experience over there in Phoenix, and if you could blame him, although he had a lot of blame in his own right for that. Jeremy, before we close the loop on Damian Lillard, what is the Heat propaganda perspective on Damian Lillard deciding to go to Portland? I don't know how real Miami's interest was in Damian. That was something that a lot of Heat fans were kind of deducing. This makes sense, especially on a sweetheart deal. But that's pretty much where it was. It just lived in the minds of Heat fans, and we never got any concrete reporting on the Heat's level of interest on Damian Lillard.
Ironically, it was basically at the same time that Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard became part of the conversation, and then the Heat ultimately traded for Norm Powell, and both of those guys were pretty much eliminated from contention unless Dame was willing to take, a 2-year minimum, because the Heat don't really want to go into next season with more big contracts on the books, particularly for an older player. Who knows what the level of interest was? Maybe they were really interested and tried to pitch him on it, and Portland just made more sense for him to sign that 3-year deal.
It is a pretty big
it's a lot of money
deal.
Yeah, and it's specifically because they're a team with so many young players that a lot of those guys I don't believe are up for extensions for a while, and the ones who are might not be guys who they want to make max level players. So it made all of the sense in the world, but we were workshopping it back here. Like, there's a whole bunch of other players in the NBA where reunions could happen like this at the end of their careers right now. Like, there's rumors of Chris Paul back to the Clippers potentially.
Love that.
There was actually a report that the Hornets were interested in bringing back Chris Paul.
That would be tremendous,
to the
too.
North Carolina region. He started his career, I believe they were the New Orleans Hornets when he started his career. And it's a different franchise, but, kind of the full circle thing, and he said no thanks.
Right. And the Clippers really, that's the place you're really going to remember Chris Paul, so it would be cool to see him go back there as a piece of one of the like oldest teams that in 2012 would have been one of the greatest teams you would have ever seen. But between him, maybe because he doesn't feel like a guy who would take the minimum right now, but maybe in a couple of years, Russell Westbrook going back to OKC would be an awesome story to be a guy to contribute on a team that's now been built out. Right. We already heard rumors this offseason of LeBron going home.
Oh, I would love that.
To Miami.
Oh, come on. Don't say that.
No, obviously Cleveland is the place, right? That's the spot where, you would see LeBron go.
If you go to Miami in the middle, you don't come back.
No, it's
true. If you start there, you come back. Or if you never come, you're in there.
Right.
But you don't, like, when you come and you get your crazy out Miami, and then you're like, can't go back there.
Your Miami phase.
And Cleveland would be that spot
at
for
that point,
him.
the family's like, we're not going back.
Yeah. Nah.
It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to see him back in Cleveland, whether it's this year or somewhere else in the future when he becomes a free agent after this season. So there's all sorts of guys. I mean, even for that matter, like it'd be cool at some point in the last year of his career to see Mike's least favorite player, Kyle Lowry, go back to Toronto. Like there's all these guys that were sort of lifers with their franchises. And now that Damian Lillard has done this, you almost wonder, like, will he be a trendsetter for some of the older players to decide, hey, you know what? It's worth it to go back. The difference obviously being his injury.
I mean, Lowry did, in a sense, go back home, Villanova guy.
That's right.
And he re-upped with Philadelphia. So that's also a nice, heartwarming place for him to end his career. This doesn't feel like a Riley and Company whiff, though. It's certainly not to the level that it was last go-around when we were singing Sad Pepas. This is, I don't even know how real Miami's interest in him was. And plus, we don't want to do anything to jeopardize the cap situation as we go and reacquire LeBron James for Terry Rozier and Andrew Wiggins.
Did you see Bleacher Report?
And maybe Hawkins. We'll see.
Bleacher Report suggested a trade in just sort of workshopping trades for LeBron that was Wiggins, Rozier, and 2 firsts is what they included for LeBron and Bronny.
But a superstar deciding to not to ring chase anymore. And again, very few examples of ring chasing going so poorly. The Milwaukee thing was an abject failure. Even Portland's Hall was a failure. Cronin remains on the list. I mean, that was another thing that bothered me. Why are you rewarding this guy? This guy was a dirtbag to you, Dame. But either way, it was a breath of fresh air. And speaking of fresh air, Jeremy, you love that feeling, don't you?
Oh, I do.
And kudos to the engineering team over here. We got the AC. We finally have some fresh air.
Thank God.
Is it good over there and back there and
inside
of the studio?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's getting there.
You have a top 5.
I do. I have a top 5 breath of fresh air / sigh of relief feelings that can really change your day. And this stems from I was really overdue for a haircut. And I went and got a haircut yesterday, and the way that made me feel completely changed my day. So I came up with some others here. I have a couple of OLIs. First OLI, beating traffic getting out of a concert or a game leaving a parking garage.
Oh, dude, that's good. All right, I love this list.
So that's a breath of fresh air for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just feels good. I was trying to figure out like what it's not top 5 good feelings.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what the list is. Breath of
Yeah.
fresh air or things that feel good.
That first time that there's a little nip in the air in South Florida as you approach like February.
That's a good one. Literally a breath of fresh air.
That you don't have like an entire ecosystem around your balls anymore.
Yeah.
Summer traffic driving to work.
That's pretty good.
Summer traffic driving to work.
I was able to leave my house at 7:15 this morning and get here at 8 o'clock. So there's a lack of traffic. Summer traffic.
That's real, because I'm like, why is it so much easier to get to the studio from where I live? And that makes sense.
This summer
traffic.
season is particularly slow in Miami. Restaurants are super empty. The Herald did a whole piece on it. Restaurants are really struggling down here in Miami. It is insanely hot, but this is always the slow season. But tourism in the United States, even people traveling who are American within the United States, they're pulling back their dollars. The U.S. tourism industry is absolutely on ice right now.
Yeah, not a ton of people here right now, and that is the best possible feeling. Last OLI, that first sip of Miller Lite on a hot day at a barbecue.
That's OLI?
96 calories.
That
the
is
gold
OLI.
standard. Have you
Are
seen
you
the gold
kidding
can?
It's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
50 years.
Doesn't look a day over 49.
That's a number 1 for me.
Number 5, finding sunglasses or AirPods that you thought you lost. Could be any small item, could be your keys, something that you thought you lost and ultimately finding it when you're not looking for it.
That's more of a relief.
I had a situation. I don't really know where the keys to my house are. I have one of those smart locks that I can change the code every now and then. I'm getting my house tented next week, and by law, the people were like, "We need a key to the house." I'm like, "Don't have one." They're like, "Well, then we probably can't do this anymore." I'm like, "Okay, see ya." It became like a battle of wills, but then I ultimately decided, let me look for this thing. I couldn't believe I friggin' found it. Could not believe
Did you go through a bunch of keys and be like,
did.
oh, that's not it?
I did.
Oh, this one isn't either.
I haven't held keys in my hand because I have all these fobs now. I haven't held a key in my hand in like 5 years. And I certainly forgot the feeling of putting a key in a lock and the gratification that you get for it actually working. I was like, would you look at that? I tried like 10 keys. I'm like, all right, the level of effort here is we're approaching is the juice worth the squeeze territory, and I got like a hard set of keys. Can you imagine?
Number 4, the first step into your hotel room after a long day of travel.
That's good. That is, as a traveler, I am all in on that one, especially if it's. Can I switch it up a little bit?
Please.
Can I give you a derivative?
Please punch it up.
A hotel that's nicer than you thought it was.
Yes. Oh, that feeling's incredible.
Oh, my goodness.
Look around and be like, ooh, this is nice.
Oh, I got this cookie.
That's when you get in the room, too. Come on now.
That is like the worst feeling is when the hotel is nowhere near as nice as you thought it was, or like way worse.
Yeah. Nothing sets me off, though. Like, I have to touch the mattress. That's like the end all and be all, because I can't do the super stiff mattress. I have like a shoulder injury right now because I'm pushing 40 and I slept on I'm a side sleeper.
Yeah.
There was this Disney hotel that I slept on my side, and I'm just jacked up now. All my IG ads are for shoulder braces.
Number 3.
This is Dan Orlovsky like doing this.
From what I've been told, taking off your bra at the end of a long day.
What an inclusive list, because I've also heard that is a thing, but I don't have the personal experience. But I can get it just based off of what's going on down here in the Miami summer.
You know me, I'm always here to white knight for everyone.
That's it.
Number 2, putting on socks straight out of the dryer. Particularly if you've been caught in the rain, you've got wet shoes, damp socks, long day, and you have an opportunity to walk in and put on socks or even like sweatpants straight out of the dryer. It's a really, really comfortable feeling.
I'm not a hot clothes kind of guy.
I get that.
Yeah.
I understand. Maybe that's not a good one for here in South Florida. And number 1, the long overdue haircut.
Taking a leak nut there. That's a big breath of fresh air for me. When you're holding it for a while and you're like,
we're definitely confusing relief and breath of fresh air.
Yeah, there's like
it's
a hybrid list. It's why I
don't
said
have
both.
a bra, but that probably is a relief category as well, right? Like
could have all been just a feeling of relief maybe in your day.
What was the football version of taking off your bra?
The shoulder pads coming off is a good feeling.
Cleats though too.
Helmet.
Yeah, cleats if you got the feet problem, but helmet. I mean, your helmet's on and off, not a big deal.
Yeah.
The shoulder pads like represent my day is done. It's like yes, it's a good feeling, but also it's like work is over. That's a clock out moment.
There are some guys that go their entire playing career because they didn't have a great equipment staff in high school that just decide. Eli Manning was one of these guys. Peyton Manning was one of these guys. I'm just going to squeeze my head into this and comfort be damned. Putting on a helmet is an uncomfortable experience for me my entire career. When I was playing in high school, I hated I was like, do we have any more of these? This is terrible. Yeah, and they're like, no, you get what you get. I'm like, it hurts.
Yeah, no, that is the football experience. It's weird. You just get used to it.
Really, there isn't a soothing feeling where you put on a helmet and you're like,
it feels
wow,
good.
this is super comfy.
Only if you've grown up in that era and then you put on the new helmets, you know that. But like, it's uncomfortable. Even the comfortable helmets today, if you put one on today, you'd be like, yo, this feels like a pillow on my head. My kid would be like, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever put on. Like, yeah, That's football, buddy. You got to get used to it. That's just kind of how it goes.
Peyton Manning with that halo going across his head because
and the old school helmets were like, it's just, I mean,
Riddell helmets with like the hard padding inside.
The
you put them on,
Riddell,
you're like,
Riddell,
Relief
That's
is football version, other football version, going to a team with a star player, and he's chill.
Really?
It's like, or not a relief, breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, I didn't expect you to be
your
that
star
cool.
player was Joe Thomas.
That's a good example.
Yeah, but it's Joe Thomas. The star player being an offensive lineman better be chill.
Yeah, but I mean, you like just, it's everywhere. Like you meet like Gronk. It's very easy to be like, oh, Gronk, he's a superstar. Gronk, you get down. Like,
Yeah, but Gronk,
these potatoes suck, man.
Yeah, but he's
like,
a
you are
star
really
player.
just like Gronk. That's cool.
But he's a star player. He was never the biggest star on the team.
No, well, he was a pretty big star, though.
Yeah, he
if
was
you
a
rank
huge star.
stars, he's still a top 10 star, even though the star in his team was the number one
Yeah,
star.
he was probably during his era top 10 star in the league, right? Gronk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, Hawks bias. He grew up with him.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, let me tell you about when he was a youngin. Why he's such a star. No.
Did he send you a thank you note for the kind words that you said in his
I'm sure
documentary?
his family watched his documentary and they're like, yo, who the hell is this? And why does he have so many sound bites about what we did with our family growing up?
I'm sure.
Hawk, I got a question. When you're getting into the lunchroom and everybody's getting lunch, everybody's getting food, is Tom there or is he like at another spot getting other food? You know, there's like two tiers, right?
No, Tom is a great leader, and again, I was there for 3 months, so I'm an expert at this.
Okay.
Tom is a great leader in the sense of Tom was like 40 when I was there. The new guys coming in, they're about 21, 22 years old. It's like regular life. A 40-year-old has nothing in common with a 22-year-old. Right? If you go into a restaurant and there's a bunch of like 22-year-olds in different tables, you're not going to sit down and be like, hey, let's talk. We have nothing in common. The things you're talking about in life, they haven't even begun to even think about experiencing. But Tom, he would go out of his way in the lunch rooms, in the breakfast rooms, to go sit at the tables with the young guys to have and start the conversation. And me, being a quasi-old guy at that time, I'm like, I see you. I see that leadership style. I see that you're trying to build that rapport because you know you're going to need these young guys, and you know you need them not to look at you as some mythical figure that you're never around and that you're better than, that we're all in this together. And that is exactly how the young guys felt around Tom Brady.
Is there somebody that you played with that did have that like mythical figure thing and like acted on it? Like, don't talk to me, don't look at me in the eyes. Like, I'm going to be over here with the coaches and the GM and the presidents and all these people.
Who's a dick?
No,
Name 'em.
Not on my teams. I mean, there's a lot of people like that, but not on the teams I played with. You know, I was in Cincinnati. AJ Green was a rookie. He was our star. We were basically our first years together in the league, so he was cool. Andy was our quarterback. Andy Dalton, it was his first year in the league. We didn't know any better. We were just, you know, we didn't.
How's
we didn't
Tyler
know who we
Eifert?
started. Eifert was the man, bro.
Yeah?
He was very cool.
Let's
Yeah.
play a game, Hawk. Top 5 dicks. Wow. And this is how it
Pause,
works.
fam. That's
That is a crazy top
Hold on a
5.
second.
That's
Hold
not
on.
even. That,
Well, hold
no,
on
you
a
don't
second.
hold on.
Let
You
me-
just can't
let
open
me
the
just-
comments like
let me-
that,
hold
bro.
on a second. Top 5 dicks. And then you just give us a name.
This
and then
is-
we have to decide attitude or that's a good
No.
dick.
No, I'm not. I refuse to participate
Why?
in a conversation that starts
Attitude or
off like that.
ratitude? How about that?
Yeah.
I can give you my top 5 probably favorite teammates.
It's a complete
All
opposite.
right. Well,
of
why don't we
opposite
call
of what
my
we're
list
talking
that, and then we'll just it'll be
Breath of
code.
fresh air. Here's my breath of fresh air, real
Okay,
quick.
perfect.
Breath of fresh air player, Miles Austin.
That's right. He was in Cleveland.
He was in Cleveland for 1 year, and you got to know he was a Cowboy receiver, which makes him a megastar, right? He was dating Kim Kardashian.
Light eyes.
You know, like, and I just had this perception of Miles Austin, and when I met him, when I say complete opposite, Miles is my favorite teammate in my NFL career.
Yeah, but Miles also had a trajectory not unlike yours. He wasn't a highly touted draft pick. He had a fight for his spot. And
Yeah, but
he became a superstar like a really organic way.
Yes and no, because yes, he fought his ass off to be who he was.
Where did he?
But you know, it's like a fast track if you do it in Dallas.
Mhm.
Like if you're a
Yeah.
guy that doesn't, like if you're a Brink guy and you make it in Dallas, you kind of skip to the front of the line of fame and whatever. Like if you go to the Seahawks and you battle from undrafted to whatever, it's like you still got to do that a bunch of places. In Dallas, it's like, yeah, you can be Cole Beasley, Miles Austin, the list goes on and on. You'll be a household name if you do it in Dallas.
What a year he had in 2009.
Oh, he was a monster.
He was on a
81
tear, bro.
catches, 1,300 yards, and 11 touchdowns.
But he broke in with like a tryout, right? There was like a coach.
Yeah,
that
he
was
went to Monmouth, which was like non-scholarship FCS
Tony
football.
could get an offer
in Jersey.
Yeah, Tony could have been a
Brittany.
tight end at Monmouth for sure. Absolutely, he could have,
Again,
especially
on
at
site-
that time.
on site with
Not
Foxworth.
today. There's scholarship now.
I was looking up like eligibility for Division 3 to see if we could actually get you on a Division
Check
3.
NAIA. They seem to have a little bit more lax rules.
Okay.
JUCO.
Well, Division 3, you don't need like. There's basically they left academic standards up to the school, which is like pro for you. But I think there's also like a clock that you may have missed. But NAIA I'll look into.
NAIA, anything can happen there, I think.
All right, so number 5 was Miles Austin, or he was outside looking in?
No, Miles was my number one breath of fresh air player.
All right.
But he was also one of my top 5 teammates as well. So give me another one. There it is. So Miles Austin, I would say.
So
Man,
we're
there's
doing
gonna be a lot of hurt feelings.
Are we
here.
doing descending order?
No, we're not descending. I'm just going to name 5 that come to the top of my mind. Mo Sanu was a great teammate. Just one of the salt of the earth dude. Joe Hayden, Joe Thomas, both of the Joes. They were great. Just great guys, great teammates. Travis Benjamin was a just incredible person. These are like shirt off their back type of people that are like.
All right. So now we've established one end of the spectrum, and I think all Billy is trying to say is like, who's on the other side of the spectrum that you're comfortable taking out?
Well, I mean, what are we saying?
You played with
though?
Johnny.
Like people I don't like or like that are just.
You played with Johnny.
A-holes.
Yeah.
A-hole's another list. Those dicks.
That's 2 different lists for you.
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why I don't want to partake in your list.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to do a top 5 dicks and a top 5
I'm just because
assholes.
now I'm distracted. I'm looking up Tony's NAIA eligibility.
Yeah.
Again, those are
What'd you
different,
get on
though.
your ACT?
28. I don't know.
Okay, good. It had to have a 19.
Okay,
I
I got
believe.
like a
So you're
28.
okay.
All right, I'll do it. Number 1 is Lenny Kravitz. When he's like shredding at the leather pants split.
Yeah, we all saw it.
I mean, what a rock star moment.
What is this list?
I don't know.
That's
Top
what I'm
5
saying.
dicks.
I don't know.
Julio Franco over here.
And we also saw Conor McGregor. There was a barbell attached to it. That was wild.
Oh, this is like, okay. This is.
I saw a
You
guy.
see where we're going now?
Bottom of the list, Brett Favre.
I saw a guy yesterday
I'm just going from the start. I knew where this was headed.
pee in the parking lot of a grocery store, but like plain sight, like and
no cover up?
Dude, he went behind his car for some reason, and
Cover
and
up.
I was like, no, but it wasn't because I was in the spot facing his car, and he stands behind his car because it's like the angled spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered a pizza, so I'm waiting for the pizza, so I'm just sitting in my car in the AC because it's hot out. And I just see this guy. I'm like, he can't be doing what I think he's doing. And he's just peeing like in plain sight. But he went behind his car, I guess, to get cover up, even though then he was, because he went face in, he's like in the aisle where cars are driving by. And he was peeing, but like the pee was hitting his bumper. Like he was peeing on his bumper,
Why
trying
were
to
you
use it
watching
as
so
cover.
long, bro?
I was so confused as to what was going on. I was
why
like,
you're
I
watching.
can't believe that this is what's actually happening right in front of me where my car is facing.
Yeah.
Because I see water falling. I was like, is that like?
Is that what I think it is?
Is that
There's
what
a
I think it is?
Curiosity.
Yeah.
That's why you're looking. Like there just can't be.
It wasn't long, but there
I
was
can
a
pick
shake,
out
so
when
I
a guy
know
is
what it
peeing,
was.
whether I see. Like,
But
the stance alone will tell you if a guy.
That's
is
the thing.
taking
It
a
was
leak.
such an irregular.
Like literally, it's just it's a this.
No, but it wasn't that. It was like
Gotta
a
widen up your
sideways.
base, though, there.
No, you look like
Attaboy,
you're
there you
putting
go.
right now.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
putting
it's the
point.
same stance.
No,
so
this guy didn't have it. This guy was almost like leaning on his car sideways like this, and that's why I see like a splash on the floor. I'm like, that can't be what I think is going on
What
right now.
time was it?
And then
It's
there
a
was a
penis.
shake. This is
Oh,
at
the shake.
2:30 in the afternoon.
What else would he be holding the
Really
middle
getting
of his
after it.
body for with liquid?
I
don't
pee
think
out.
it was that.
I pour out bottles and stuff sometimes if I don't want it in my car.
Of course.
So I didn't. And the part that was confusing beyond just he whipped it out in front of everyone in the middle of this parking lot in the
Top
middle of
5?
the day was why is he actually like wetting his bumper with pee?
Splashback.
You could go anywhere, but why would you pee on your own car?
Would you be more upset if he did it on the car next to him?
There was no other cars around him. It was
Yeah,
it was
it was wide
so
open.
out in the open. It was so
Yeah.
weird.
I don't really have the visual. That
And he was
probably-
like old, which I think is why he thought like I could get away with
yeah,
it.
well,
Because
they
like
don't
old
give a
people just
damn,
think
man.
they can do whatever they want.
They don't give it. It's not that they think they can do whatever they want. They don't care. Like who's going to check me where I really give a damn about what they think?
This is at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Can I?
Don't grocery
Why
stores
would-
have like public bathrooms? Why
Yeah.
didn't he just walk back in?
Beats me, man. I
Are
don't
you
know.
sure it was his
I
car?
didn't even think about it
He
until
got
now.
in the car after, so it was his car. He claimed it by the P, and then he decided it was his car.
Maybe he was
dog.
marking territory.
Yeah, like I guess
the
that's how it
lion
works.
This
over
is
It's
how
just
he gets caught.
right now.
Big old bear.
Why is it in the bathroom here at Meadowlark, you have to get so intimate with the toilet to flush it?
Yeah, it's a little too.
It's one of my
little
least
too
favorite
handsy.
things about
Yeah.
this place, and I love everything about this, but it is like you cannot flush the toilet. It's like touch. It's damn near fingerprint censored. Like I tried, and one of my pet peeves is having to touch a toilet, period. And I'll try to like get tissue to like, and it won't work. And it's like you gotta you gotta get really intimate with this thing to flush, and it really upsets me while we're talking about urination.
You ever pee yourself while you were playing?
Have I peed myself? No, I don't think I peed myself.
You ever do something worse?
Yeah, almost, man. Versus the
Almost?
Yeah, versus
Well, you
the
answered that
Ravens.
like, yeah, you did, and then you said almost.
Yeah, almost, because I didn't quite get there. I thought I did. I thought I number two'd myself in the game, and it was like a game-winning drive against the Ravens at the Ravens in 2015. Josh McCown is quarterback, and I like catch a pass. I go for 30, and I'm like, man,
Josh
I
is a
really
good
gotta
guy,
go.
right?
He's a great dude. Oh yeah, that's fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
might
can
be
hoop
number
too.
one.
Did you ever play basketball with him?
No, but
He can hoop.
he can do everything, man.
He's a really good athlete.
That was my fifth, and he's probably near the top. Him and Miles are like neck and neck for top guys. But so we're in this game and dropping. I got to go, and I'm saying it in the huddle like, y'all, I got to go take one, man. They're like, bro, we need you to stay in. I end up scoring the 2-point conversion. If you watch the video, I score a corner route like on the opposite sideline. I catch it, I flip it to the ref, and I run up the Ravens sideline all the way to the opposite side of the locker room and go in. And I like miss half of our next drive because there was a turnover. But I had to go, man. And I thought I went on myself. And I was like, hey, somebody bring me an extra pair of pants because I think I'm almost positive I just scored that 2-point conversion.
Oh, you weren't wearing the brown road pants.
No, they were whites, man. I'm like, this is not going to look good on television.
It was all whites that day.
Luckily, it was a false alarm.
Yeah. Was when the brown road pants came along, was there any discussion in the locker room like this could actually come in handy? This actually helps us because I'm sure it almost happened to you. It happens routinely.
No, it happens routinely. Like,
all
guys,
the time.
Like conscious decisions. It's not like
it becomes locker
oh
room
no,
fodder.
I peed on myself or I took no, guys are like, well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to come out of the game.
It's a highest profile instance. You can protect the names of the innocent here. But was there like a memorable high profile moment in NFL history that you caught wind of, like something was going on there gastrointestinally?
No, not that I call offhand, but I don't. Not that because it's such not a big deal. It won't register as like I can't believe this happened. You know, it's just.
Does it happen to quarterbacks?
What did they take shits or
that they pee or like
yeah?
poop?
Every position pee. Not every player, but yes, if you have to pee, and you're in a game, they're just gonna pee and get a new pair of pants. Especially linemen. It's mostly linemen. Linemen will pee in the hot tub.
There are any
But
sickos
they pee in the hot tub.
Any sickos that are like, you know what, I'm gonna pee on myself just because I know that I'm gonna rub this pee all over like everyone in the pile,
I'm
like
sure.
and not
Like
change
mind games?
at all. Yeah. Like I'm gonna
Like
make
just
this
eye
uncomfortable.
contact. Like,
yeah,
and
stay
like
away.
kind of give them a nod down. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, check this out.
Better
Like,
not let me tackle you.
Yeah,
'cause
there's
you
no
know what's
yellow in
coming.
this uniform, huh? So what do you think that is? Type of thing. Yeah,
This
I
isn't
think
the
there's guys
Steelers.
like that. I think there's definitely guys like that.
Top 5 teammate poops. In
Teammate
game?
poops.
You got a top 5?
I
No.
don't have a
You
top
can-
5,
you
but
can think about it.
when I think of the NFL, I do think of poop a lot because you go on road games and away locker rooms are like the worst places on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
They like try to set them up like they feel like prisons purposely.
You mentioned the one in Buffalo, and it does seem like
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. You got to share lockers because they purposely don't put nearly enough for the team. So we're like sharing with each other in the same space. There's barely any showers. There's like 10 shower heads for 60 people purposely to make it uncomfortable. And like a lot of the places will have the stalls with no doors. And there's like 2 toilets. So everyone is nervous, and everyone knows what happens when you get nervous. So we get to this and there's just a line out of the bathroom for 2 stalls that you got to just take deuces back to back with the doors open because there's no doors on them, and they just like
That's not cool.
We want to make you guys as uncomfortable as possible before you come to the field. So away games are just. I try to get there as late as possible because it's just a bad experience, man.
I don't like that. All right, let's keep testing him though.
Here we go. Hawk, old faces, new places. Where's Joey Bosa right now? Gotta go quick.
Wait, you're going to retread list?
I'm going to retread.
No, you can't do that.
He doesn't know.
I don't know it.
He doesn't know the list.
You can't. We can't do that.
But
to
you
the
guys
audience.
know the list.
You owe the audience more than y'all. Hawk, like. We
Yeah,
have
but the problem
legacy
is there's only
listeners.
so many new faces
You
and
can't.
old places, or old faces
Wait,
and new places.
stop the music. This is stupid. We can't run back that same
Okay.
exact list. I can't. I'm not gonna ask them old podcasts that might be
There was
real
other
or
guys.
fake.
There was other guys in the list I didn't get to.
Okay,
But I was
get
going
to
to start off with
those
somebody
then.
easy.
Get to those.
Okay.
No retreads. But
No
answer
retreads, man.
all right,
No,
bring back
no
some music.
retreads.
Bring back the music. Answer it.
No
Where's Joey
retreads.
Where's Joey Bosa?
We got to go over.
All right, he's in Buffalo.
Of course he is.
All right, where is Laramie Tunsil?
Houston?
Come on, Hawk. He's a commie now.
Is he with the
Yeah,
Commanders?
he's a commie.
All right.
Where is Javonte Williams, former Bronco?
Cincinnati.
Nice. He's a Cowboy now.
He is a hot Cowboy. I knew that, actually.
He ran for.
Wait, you knew that? Then why'd you...
I literally just talked about him on ESPN the other day.
He ran for 7,000 yards against Miami.
And
Still
Michael
running,
Carter
actually.
ran for 8,000.
Yeah,
still
yeah,
running.
yeah. He was one of two running backs. That
Every
game
player has like
to do
that team that they play against that elongates their NFL career. Like the Ravens, I wouldn't have played for 6 years if it wasn't for the Baltimore Ravens. You take out my Ravens stats, and I'm a one and done guy for sure.
You knew how to find the pockets in the zone.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Where is J.K. Dobbins? Staying on the running back train. Where's J.K. Dobbins at?
J.K. Oh man, what
Had
guy.
a good little season with the Chargers. Obviously
Mhm.
got hurt. Trying to get back to form. Where is J.K. Dobbins?
Baltimore?
No,
No.
that would be a homecoming for him.
Yeah,
'cause
he went
obviously
from
got
Baltimore
drafted,
to
yeah.
the Chargers.
Where
Where
is
is he
I
at?
think AFC West.
Wow.
Bronco.
Broncos. Okay,
It's his first time not playing for a Harbaugh. You might like that.
maybe.
Where is Deontay Johnson? Much maligned Deontay Johnson.
Yeah,
His career is a little weird, man.
Yeah, it has been weird for him, and he's such a good player too. I think a lot of like Deontay's problem is like, or issues thus far is trying to.
Are you a mentor of his?
I am a mentor.
Yeah,
of
because
Deontay's.
he's a Toledo Rocket.
He is a Rocket. Yeah, I've known him for a very long time. A very long time. I think he's very, very talented.
Yeah, he's
and
really talented.
if he can lock in,
I think that's what he's missing, right? Locking in.
Yeah.
How do you help him lock in?
It's tough because he bounces around. That's like a different point in your career. It's
Are
like
you a
the kind of
bad
thing
mentor?
You got to go through.
Are you a bad mentor?
I'm not a bad mentor.
Like he's not listening. It
No,
seems like
man.
it's getting worse in the league.
No. He's made a lot of money. That's a win, brother.
I mean, he had a rough year last year.
Yeah, everyone has rough years. You never had a rough year?
Yeah, last year.
There you go. We all have rough years.
I'm having
man.
one right now.
We're in the middle of rough
Yeah.
years, bro. It's
Every
not-
time I open up social media, I'm having a rough one.
Enough
right
filibustering.
go.
Where's Deontay Johnson?
That's not filibustering. He's in Cleveland. I know that one.
Oh, okay.
He is?
Yeah, he is.
He's a Brown?
Cleveland Brown, yep.
Oh, so he definitely picked your brain on this one.
No, but he is number 16 as well.
You didn't keep that one.
Huh?
You didn't keep
They
that
didn't
one?
retire it.
Yeah, they didn't
Hey,
retire
I
it.
was surprised they didn't retire. Maybe
All right.
one day.
Last one. We're going to go back-to-back here since they're both wide receivers, both retreads. Hunter Renfrow, where is he?
Tennessee?
Close. Carolina Panther.
Panther. That's what it
Homecoming.
was. Panther. That's right.
And this one should be easy for you. Where's Tyler Lockett?
This is a
Tennessee.
retread. Yeah, that's where.
That's where. He
That's
went
where
to
wide
Tennessee.
receivers.
Renfrow went to
So
Panther.
old faces, new places.
Old faces, new
You did.
places.
You did it. All right.
know, hey.
Did I?
What's up? What's going on in Tennessee where all the wide receivers that have illustrious career sign there and then you know it's over? It's happened a lot.
It does.
So true though.
Yeah.
Give me other examples.
DeAndre Hopkins, Andre Johnson, Randy Moss,
Kenny Britt.
DeAndre
Oh,
Hopkins
he's not in
left
that
there
class.
and
He
did
had
well.
a great.
though,
He had a
didn't
great season or two. In
DeAndre Hopkins is
Tennessee.
now with Kansas City, but like once he went to Tennessee, you realize, all right, the days are over of DeAndre being good.
I don't believe that.
That's it. There's something in the water.
I don't think so. I think it's tough, like depending on who you play with. Everyone gets older. That's just a part of the process.
Yeah, what? But why, when they get older, they decide Tennessee for me?
Well, because
Even
Tennessee
Allen
is like I
Iverson's
need
like,
I
God
need
chose
receivers.
Memphis.
You go where someone needs, man. It's like they're like, yeah, we're willing to take the flyer and maybe kick the tires on it. I think Tyler Lockett still has something in in the tank.
I mean,
as
as
well.
a Cam Ward guy, I hope so.
I think who went to Tennessee? Tyler went to Tennessee, and then Renfro
went to Carolina.
Homecoming.
Yeah. Tyler's a gamer though. Hall of Famer? No, he needs to do more, right?
Maybe not an
Seahawks
NFL
Hall of Famer.
Certainly,
Seahawks.
Ring of Honor.
Definitely
no
Ring of Honor. I think he's one of the most underrated receivers of the last decade.
Absolutely. I mean, if you pull up the leading receivers over the last decade, you'd be shocked to see where Tyler Lockett ranks.
Definitely in there.
I know he played alongside DK Metcalf. There was a time there where their output was damn near the same, and it was confusing. Everyone knew prototype. That's DK Metcalf. He looks like the number one wide receiver, but in terms of production,
he's on there. He's on the list. Brandon Cooks probably on that list.
Yeah, he's a weird player though.
What do you mean?
Because he's got undeniable talent, and he's got speed that you can't teach. Those guys, the fast guys, they find ways to stay in the league forever. Like my theory is Tyreek Hill's going to end up playing for like 4 more teams because
four more.
Yeah, because people are just going to be so enamored with that speed. Look at the end of Deshaun Jackson's career. He kind of went to multiple different spots because they know that 9 route, we can always count on that. But Brandon Cooks was doing that throughout his entire career. And he seems like a decent dude. Like,
great dude, man.
Yeah, not a bad locker room guy. I just don't understand.
We played in New England together.
When you that's right, briefly for like 2 weeks. But when you think of Brandon Cooks, I guess you think of him as a New Orleans Saint. I guess.
No.
Played for the Rams for a little bit too.
I mean, he went for a stack for damn near every team he played for.
Almost every team, yeah.
Until I think the Cowboys.
Texans.
It was like 7 or 8 straight years with 1,000 yards receiving for 4 different franchises.
That's really uncommon.
It is. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's underrated, especially to be wherever you go, produce 1,000-yard seasons.
But why don't they want to? Hey, why isn't there ever a team that's like, hey man, we really love that 1,000-yard season. We'd like for you to have another one with us.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy, but he's very he's business-like though. I liked him.
Hawk, I'm sure you loved the early 2010 Seahawks where you had Doug Baldwin on one side, Tyler Lockett on the other side, ripping apart the league, both going for 1,000 yards and basically almost 100 catches every season. Must have been good for you to see that and been like, yeah.
Were Doug Baldwin and how long did they overlap? Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett.
Couple of years.
Because Lockett came in, in 2016?
Doug Baldwin did it a different way, too. Lockett's got...
Baldwin came in 2011. Speed. I think Lockett came in 2016. Baldwin was a very special one because he was, I believe, undrafted.
He's a guts and guile guy.
Yeah, that was a Stanford team that I believe had Griff Whalen, who I believe got drafted to the Colts, Ryan Whalen, who got drafted to the Bengals.
And Morgan Whalen. Who
obviously became an incredible music artist in the Whalen family. But also, like, Andrew Luck was the quarterback, and Richard Sherman was there. So
Coby
Fleener. They had all these people that, went to places, and Baldwin was the guy that went undrafted. And he just, from day one, just ripped it up. And he was a big piece of Russell Wilson being Russell Wilson and the whole Seahawks phenomenon.
Had 3 or 4 years that they were overlapping where Doug was obviously A1 on that team. 2015 went 78 for 1,000, 69, and 14 touchdowns.
We mentioned Mike Williams retiring from the Chargers, and I don't know why anybody would retire from the Chargers when you see the latest uniform set that they put out. Around the league, is it reputed that the Chargers just got the nicest threads?
I like the Chargers threads.
Yeah, uniforms are a big deal to players, no?
They are. I think the Bengals have great threads, man.
I mean, but look at this.
Chargers got a nice variation.
The baby blue.
When they're all together like that, that does look cool.
Look at all the options, too.
They have a lot of options.
Tip of the spear there.
I love the navies. Those are my favorites, man.
The old school ones, the Junior Seau, the Damian Tomlinson navies.
They are. Those are dope. I do feel like the Bengals. Because the good thing about the Chargers, they have like that aesthetic that head to toe is cold. The helmet is cold. The color scheme is cold.
There isn't a bad look.
The unis are cold.
Not a single bad look.
There's not, man. And it's undercover. Like, to have a dope helmet, not everyone has dope helmets. Like,
you have them in Cincy.
The Bengals has the
Bengals White Tiger helmets is fire.
Yes, of course. The Bengals helmets are tier 1. The Rams got dope helmets. The Chargers got dope helmets. What other dope helmets are there?
I like Baltimore in the all black with the purple accents.
I mean, it's a great color scheme.
I know, obviously, you're a little biased, but
I like Carolinas.
They got a dope color scheme.
Dallas has got cool helmets.
I mean, like, just the design. Like, the decal is like, oh, that's fire. I'm trying to think who else. Eagles got it. Yep, they have
The
a
Kelly
dope one.
Green one is gas with the
Yep.
gray pants.
Eagles.
You were in Cleveland when they decided, hey, we're going to modernize these uniforms, right? Those were
Like
a
the-
disaster. I did
That was
like
a-
the pants, though, that said Browns on them.
Yeah, I guess. I wasn't a huge fan. We changed the orange.
Yeah.
And it was like big, and the letters were so big on my jersey. And,
Terrible.
as a smaller player,
Yeah.
the letters were like wrapping around my torso.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I love the iconic Browns uniforms. Those ones I was not a fan of. They immediately, as soon as the year contract was up, they went right back to the other.
When
uniform.
those uniforms came out, I was like, damn, we're going to be bad. we're going to be really bad because we look bad.
Look bad, play bad.
The Bucks creamsicle helmet.